went to go get her purse. That's what she
All right.
wants.
I know everybody's not yet sat down, got a place to sit. In a matter to keep it on time, we're going to start. And please keep the roar to a very, very whisper, if you can. Before we start, real somber mood, but we're going to need to do this. Charlie Blue's wife passed away, Kathy. Please remove your hats. Hold your arms. Do a moment of silence, please. Prayer. I thank you so much. Thank you, Charlie. Charlie is here. The Moose. We had a request for the people in Ukraine. I think that was a good one. I think we should do the same. Bow your heads, fold your arms, please. Keep them in your prayers. It's not over there. God bless Moose Art. God bless Moose Haven. Keep us there. Amen. The Moose. That's what we're called, right?
Yep.
Who's not part of the Moose? Wonderful. What happened to down in? Nobody wanted to walk that far? Everybody's down here. Wonderful turnout. That's pretty cool. It's brought challenges. It's brought a lot of challenges, not just for the board. It starts from the liaison. It goes to the territorial managers. It goes to all these 14 district presidents. You don't think they had challenges? They have. They're not done. It goes to our districts and all 80 of our Michigan Moose Association lodges. It just trickles down. If you need help, we're up here to help you. This conference will be a little different because of that. Because we are the Moose, some parts are better. Welcome, ladies. And I didn't even ask to cue them. Some parts we'll need to be patient with, all right? We're defining that out.
Yeah, mine.
The conference is geared to be a learning and a how-to. From the breakout sessions all the way to the videos from International. And our hope is that you took advantage of yesterday's training, the workshop, and this morning's breakout sessions. Saturday morning, a couple more are available. Please attend. Yesterday I started with a little one-liner. Those of you that were able to attend Founders Day this year, they all wrote thank yous, and they're down there on the youth table. Joanne and I, my wife is Joanne. I picked three, and she picked the one that she liked the best, and this happened to be the one I did too. I would really like to read it to you before we start. Dear Michigan Moose Association, I want to thank you all for being so caring and generous. The watch that I will wear in the future and look at it with gratitude for what you have done for me and the rest of the senior class. We love you lots and hope you the best in everything you do. That's pretty cool, isn't it?
Yeah.
Keep in mind what we're here for. I'm going to keep, that's the nip for me. I'm going to get this thing started, all right?
How much? Okay, so I don't owe you nothing.
As we go forward, if you're on the list to get up and speak, please come up to the podium or the stairs and be ready. I will call people in mind if you're not up here. The opening prayer will be Chaplain Rob Willie.
Please stand, remove your hats, please. Hold our arms and bow our heads. Our Heavenly Father, as we begin this meeting, keep us diligent and mindful of our commitments to you, our children at Mooseheart, our seniors of Moose Haven, and our members and our families and communities. We humbly ask for your guidance in our thoughts, words, and deeds, that we successfully work in harmony for the realization of our endeavors. With these things in mind, we ask in your name, amen.
Amen.
Keep standing. I pledge allegiance
Of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Boy, that's a wonderful, wonderful thing to hear when you guys talk like that. Okay, are we going to sing, or are we going to have something played for us?
Anything but this.
See by the dawn's early light, what so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose bright stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets spread glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave? Oh, land of the free and the home of the brave.
I want more. No, I don't want more.
Now, I've had the pleasure of introducing this man twice already, and it's always a pleasure for me. Our OV, our official visitor, is Carrie Walls. Thank you.
I'm not going to talk much, but I just want to thank you for your hospitality and for having me here this weekend. It's wonderful to come back and renew friendships as I passed through the state of Michigan several times in my travels. It's good to see you again. Of course, we do get to see, some of us see each other at the international convention, the ones that go. One of the most special things I learned from the very first convention I went to, made a lot of friends all over this country. And we had one thing in common. We were moose. And a lot of those friends I got to see the next year and the next year. It's a wonderful, wonderful connection to share with such a varied group of people from all walks of life. And we share one thing. We really care. We care about each other. We care about our children in Mooseheart, and we certainly care about our seniors in Moose. So just keep doing the things you do, and let's continue to have some fun this weekend. The Moose Riders had a little fun. I can't tell you the secrets that they told at the lunch. You'll have to get it out of them. Oh, maybe the chairman will tell you. Anyway, it was a nice lunch. Thank you. Thank you all for having me here. I'll talk to you later. I've got some fun stuff I want to tell you a little bit about my state, my native state of Oklahoma. I probably sound a little more Texan than Okie, but that was my dad's fault. He's from Texas. Anyway, thank you. Glad to be here. Let's have some fun.
Mr. Liaison, Larry Beck with Safety.
Isn't it great to get everybody back together again like this?
Yes!
Awesome. First, FYI, Greg and I are scrambling right now. We had to make some scheduling changes. We will be doing the safe surfing presentation this afternoon. instead of tomorrow. So before you guys tell me that I told you before we split up that it was gonna be tomorrow, no, it's gonna be today. We just had to make a scheduling change. For those of you that don't know and you're just getting here for the first time, the restrooms are located all the way the other side of the stairway. So when you think you're there, no, keep walking. And they're back in the corner. Fire exits.
Here, and here.
Look to your left and look to your right. Make sure if something happens and we have to get out of this room that that person is outside with you. Do we have CPR qualified people in the room? God forbid we need you, but be on standby. In case of emergency, dial 911 from anywhere in the building. Please push your chair in after you're at one of the tables. Pick up after yourself if you're at one of the chairs. We want to keep away from the slip, trip, and fall. And above all, please clean the room up from whatever you left behind as you leave the room.
Woo!
Let's have a good time.
You bring it in and you take it out. I agree.
Mr. Tim Tobey, you in the room? Oh. I want to let you know Tim was our auctioneer for our roundup, the Moose Rider Roundup, or winter dinner, excuse me. Did a heck of a job. He always has. Thanks, Tim. Go for it.
Thank you, Greg. Brother President. Brown bag, the Sergeant of Arms will be going around the room collecting some dollars, $5, $10, $100. Put it in the brown bag. I'll have the great joy of auctioning that bag, and then you will pay your cash or check to the state of Michigan for the moose activities, the MAC project. In doing so, you can, of course, get credit for that, so a check is always great. Cash is good too, we'll make it work. They will sell, they will go around and collect your donations, and that's give with your heart, make your conscience be your guide, and the wallet the thing you part with. So let's have a good donation, and we'll see you in a few minutes.
Next, what everybody's looking forward to, I bet. Roll call of association officers, worthy district presidents. As your sheet reads, we need the administrator and the president called out separately, and then you can call the rest. No, we just want to make sure that everybody's here. All right? Thank you.
President Greg McCarty.
Yes.
Vice President Joe Mide.
Here.
Chaplain Rob Willie.
Yes, he's here. He's up in his room.
Treasurer Bill Gray.
Here.
Secretary Dale Johnson.
Go ahead, Joe.
District 2, Monroe, President. Monroe, Administrator. Everybody else from Monroe.
Here, Joe, Vice President, or past President.
Taylor, President, that's speaking. Administrator. Everybody else from Taylor. Woodhaven, President. Woodhaven, Administrator. Everybody else from Woodhaven. Lincoln Park, President. Lincoln Park Administrator. Everybody else from Lincoln Park. Thank you.
Garden City, President. Administrator? Anybody?
Garden City.
All right. Wayne Westland, President. Administrator? Thank you. Anybody Anybody else from Wayne Westland? Okay. Northville, President. Administrator. Anybody from Northville? Guys, kill it.
Get one in the back.
Livonia, President.
They say Mario, you say something for that.
Livonia, President. Livonia, Administrator. Billy Bob. Anybody else from Livonia? Hey. Redford, President. Thank you. Administrator. Anybody else? Dearborn Heights, President. Here. Bob. Anybody else? We're here for tonight. South Lyon, President. Administrator, I'm here. Anybody else?
Anybody else?
Hey. Passing it on.
Here. You gonna pay for half?
Yeah. No, oh, I shouldn't say that. You better talk to Rick on that one. I'll get the trophy if I see you get You're good, that's more than $200.
I don't know if you heard that or not, everybody please speak up when your name is called. Port Huron, President. Port Huron Administrator. Everybody else from Port Huron. Avon Rochester, President.
Not here.
Avon Rochester Administrator.
Here.
Anybody else from Avon Rochester? Thank you. Mount Clemens, President. Mount Clemens Administrator.
Thank you very much.
Everybody else from Mount Clemens. Hamtramck, President, Administrator, they are both en route. They gave me a call earlier today. Anyone else from Hamtramck here? St. Clair Shores, President. St. Clair Shores Administrator.
Here.
Anyone else from St. Clair Shores? Richmond, President.
Call your mother-in-law once in a while.
That's a here from President. I'm the acting administrator, so I'm here. Anybody else from Richmond? Thank you.
President Ipsy. Here. Administrator Ipsy. Here. All others for Ipsy? Ipsy's full. President for Adrian? Here.
Yeah, I seen it.
Administrator for Adrian?
Orange.
Not here. All others from Adrian? President for Ann Arbor?
Here.
Here. Administrator for Ann Arbor? Here. All others for Ann Arbor? Administrator from Brooklyn, not here. Administrator from Brooklyn, not here. All others for Brooklyn? Here. Albion, administrator, a president, not here. Administrator, not here. All others. Marshall, president, not here. Administrator, not here. All others. Me. Coldwater, president, not here. Administrator, here. All others. Hillsdale, president, not here. Administrator, not here. And nobody else.
Otsego, President. Here. Otsego Administrator. Here. All others.
The bingo, they're gonna play it, like show me the money. They're gonna play it.
Buchanan, President. On their way. Administrator from Buchanan. On their way as well.
then she wants to.
All others?
You gonna play?
Not here. Three Rivers President, here.
It's like showing them. Yeah. It's just.
Administrator, Three Rivers President.
I'm not both of them.
Why?
All others, Three Rivers. South Haven President. South Haven Administrator. Here. All others. Not here. Dowagiac President.
We're here for you, Bill.
Here. Administrator from Dowagiac. Not here. All others from Dowagiac. Niles President. Not here. Niles Administrator. Here. All others. Here.
I didn't hear
Salary
that.
City
What?
President. Here.
Come without her, so.
Administrator. Salary City. Here. All others.
Did she go?
I skipped one. Benton Harbor President.
She wanted you to go. She wanted you to go.
Administrator.
You're going to?
No.
I'm gonna give Vicky a ride.
All others. Thank you.
Why did you just go with her names? They would have won her.
Okay, District
Yeah.
10, Grand Rapids, Sparta, President.
Where's she
Here.
going?
Administrator.
I'm
Here.
familiar with that.
All others.
I have a couple.
Not here.
I see.
Wyoming,
It's
President.
right behind you.
Here. Administrator. Here. And the others. Holland, President. Here. Administrator. Not here. Others. Not here. Manistee, President. Here. Administrator. Not here. Others. Here. Okay, Fremont, President. Not here. Administrator. Pardon? Acting here. Where do we go? Others. Here. Greenville, President. Not here. Administrator. Not. Pardon? I thought I heard something. Okay, not here. Others. Yep, Tim's here. Door, President. Here. Administrator. Is vacant. Others? Here. District 10.
District 11, Lowell, President, not here. Lowell, Administrator, not here. Others from Lowell. They're here. Ionia, President, not here. Ionia, Administrator. Ionia, others. Delton, President. Delton, Administrator. Others from Delton. DeWitt, President, not here. DeWitt, Administrator, not here. Others from DeWitt. Charlotte, President, not here. Charlotte, Administrator, he's here. Others from Charlotte, they're here.
Okay, Pontiac, President. No. Pontiac, Administrator. No. Any others from Pontiac? Here. Thank you. Fenton, President. Here. Fenton, Administrator. Yes, sir. All others? Holly, President.
Here.
Holly, Administrator.
I'm here, Lance.
Any others?
We're here.
Thank you. Flushing, President. No. Flushing, Administrator. Any others? Thank you. Grand Blanc, President. Grand Blanc, Administrator. Any others? Highland, President. He's working? So no.
He's here working on.
Oh, sorry. I thought he maybe was working on his job for me. Highland Administrator. Is that a no?
Yes, he's here.
Any others? Birch Run, President. No. Birch Run, Administrator.
Yeah, I'm here.
Any others? Okay. Lapeer, President.
Here.
Lapeer, Administrator.
Yeah,
Others? Yes.
lovely up here.
Lovely Lapeer. Durand, President. Durand, Administrator. Any others from Durand? Must be Clay. Thank you, gentlemen. Ladies.
Saginaw President. Saginaw Administrator. All others? Bay City President. Bay City Administrator. Okay. All others? Carroll President. Here. Carroll Administrator. Here. All others? Here. Midland President. Here. Midland Administrator. All others? Present. That's it.
District 14. Alpena, President. Here. Alpena, Administrator. Here. All others from Alpena. Here. Houghton Lake, President.
Here.
Houghton Lake, Administrator. All others from Houghton Lake.
Here.
Mile, President.
Here.
Mile, Administrator.
Here.
All others from Mile.
Yay! Yeah.
Skidway Lake, President.
Here.
Skidway Lake, Administrator. All others from Skidway Lake.
Yay!
West Branch, President. West Branch Administrator. All others from West Branch.
Right here.
Thank you very much.
District 16. This is the pride of the UP. Administrator, Sault Ste. Marie. St. Ignace Administrator. Munising Administrator. I'm here. And Manistee Administrator. President, Sault Ste. Marie. St. Ignace. Munising.
Here.
Manistee excused. All others, Sault Ste. Marie. Come on, Sault Ste. Marie, you can make more noise than that. There we go. St. Ignace. Munising.
It's a pretty flag.
Boy, the Sioux sure showed you guys up, I'll tell you. Wow. Manistee is excused. Thank you.
District 17. Grayling, President. Grayling, Administrator.
Grayling administrators in the house for you, Ken.
Thank you. All others.
I don't know where my wife is.
Working. She's here.
Okay, Barcelona, President.
Here, Ken!
Hey, Jack.
Administrator.
Here, Ken!
Thank you.
Is your name Ken?
I think so. All others.
We tried.
Sheboygan, President.
Here, Ken!
Administrator. All others. Okay. Kalkaska. Kalkaska, President.
Here for you, Ken!
Administrator. All others? Lewiston. President. Not here. Administrator. Not here. All others from Lewiston? Thank you.
You're welcome.
District 18, Cadillac, President. Cadillac Administrator. All others? Gladwin, President.
They just took Terry to the hospital. So how you doing? So how you doing?
Gladwin, Administrator.
Are you going?
All others? Claire, Administrator. Claire, President. All others? Everett, President. Everett, Administrator. All others? Harrison, President. Harrison, Administrator. All others? Reed City, Administrator. Reed City, President. All others?
We're here for you, Dale.
Sanford, President. Sanford, Administrator. All others? St. Louis, President. St. Louis Administrator. All others? That concludes District 18.
Thank you, District Presidents, appreciate that. Credentials report by our Sergeant of Arms, Tim Janad.
Thank you, Greg. Good afternoon, Moose members.
Good afternoon.
I'm the Sergeant, your State Sergeant of Arms, and I'm here to give you the conference credential report. We have 393 registered members as of this afternoon. With that being said, God bless Mooseheart, God bless Moosehaven, and thank you for being here today. That's it. Quick report. Hoorah!
Did I hear a little whistle? Liven it up a little bit. There's a better one. Sean, how about a couple of door prizes? You got it down
Ladies
there,
and
right?
gentlemen, the moment you've waited for, the end of the roll call. Oh, sorry. Throughout the evening, we will be interrupting for some door prizes, attendance prizes, whatever you want to call them, but we will start it now to get things riled up. Do I have Brian Kennedy from Avon, Rochester? Oh, so sorry, Brian. How about Scott Franks from the Lowell Lodge? Hey, come on up. And our third one for this interruption, Scott Carruthers from Mansalona. Over here! Hey, come on up. That's it for me for now, Brother President.
No ladies? We're all in the same box.
I know. In a long
Same
box.
box.
I think we're ready for an auction. If I could have a Brother President or District President Joe on this side, and Mr. Dale Johnson Sr. on that side, if you would, please, look for people that are bidding out there and let me know if you would help me out with that. Don't forget, folks.
Now. Let's get it
That's
out.
right, brother. 50-50 tickets. They still have some for sale. 50-50 tickets. Raise your hand. They'll come around the room and sell them to you. I might get you as well, so. And when I'm done, you can raise your hand. But for now, let's just do the auction. Keep your hands down. Only raise your hand if you want to bid, please. Remember, the funds, you get what's in the bag. The bag of money is yours. You're going to write a check or you're going to give us cash. And then that money goes towards the Moose Activity Center. Or Mooseheart Activity Center down in Mooseheart. So. Anyway, let's sell the bag full of money. All right, and what are we going to pay there? Give $1,000. $300, now $400, now $500 there, now $600, now $600, want to buy, now $600, want to buy. Raise your hand around the ring. $500 there, now $600 again, now $7. Hey, $7 bid $700 now, $7 bid $700 now, $7 want to buy. What did you tell me last night you were going to do? $700. Now $700 now, bid. Yes,
You were going to split with me.
I would. 700.
700.
Now 800. Now 8. Now 9. $900 now, but $900 there now, give me $900 there now, give me 9, give me 9. Anybody? $900. $900 now, 9, give me 9. Don't quit on me now. 900. Good cause. $900. Would you go 900? Thank you. Now $1,000. Now $1,000 now, $1,000 now, $1,000 bid, give $1,000 now, win, but $1,000 got $900 there now, $1,000 now. Should I ask her again or she'll raise her bid? Would you go $1,000? It's for a good cause. For the kids. 1,000? You got 9. Now 1,000. Now how much? I got 900. Now 1,000. $1,000. Dale, how about any side? Anybody over there want to bid? Now $1,000 now, win, but $1,000 got 900 there. Now $1,000. How about Jimmy or who said they were going to pay 1,000? Who gave $1,000? Anybody else? $1,000? Sold her. $900. Thank you very much. $900. Okay, folks, you may raise your hand. They are selling 50-50.
No, I'm scared to.
Everybody's afraid of Tim. stand after he leaves. Now this 2:30 meeting, are we supposed to come to this 2:30 meeting?
50-50 cells, we got one up here when you're done, Don.
No, I know that, but
It is ironic the way it's happening, but that's right. This is the time we get to welcome first-time attendees. First-time attendees. Last night we had 3 or 4 new first-time. Come on, raise your hand. Stand up, be proud. North to south, east to west. Thank you, thank you. Like last night, we had cash backs. We had 4 new people that won, so that's a good deal. Comment cards we're not going to do. We got the video, Sean. We're going right to the video of Grand Chancellor Barb McPherson.
Hi there. Welcome to our new home and the Women of the Moose South office. Won't you please come in? My husband Floyd came with me today to work. Why don't you come on in and have a seat and we'll have a little chat. So this year, when my husband Floyd turned 80, we decided it was time to downsize. I'm not getting any younger either, you know. Mowing 3 acres of lawn and snow blowing a 250-foot driveway has been getting harder and harder every year. We decided 2022 was a year for a new beginning in a smaller home. But where? The more we looked around our area, the more inviting Brandon Place at Moose Haven looked. Who wouldn't love 81 degrees on New Year's Day and the safety of Moose Haven? After Mr. Hart approved remote work, we sold our home in Illinois, and here we are. Speaking of new beginnings, a new chapter year will be here before we know it. Please remember that this is the time of year when our chapters hold their election of new officers for the 2022-2023 chapter year. Where your chapter should be in this process will depend on when you're viewing this video. Members are asked to submit their names for office, and the nominating committee meets in January and prior to the chapter meeting in February. The slate of nominees is read at the meeting in February. The election of officers is held at the meeting in March, and the installation of new officers is held any time in April. If your chapter hasn't followed this timeline, please be sure they start immediately. The nominating committee now consists of the Board of Officers, 3 past regents in order of juniority, and 5 members who are either an appointed officer, committee chairman, or past regents. A past regent is anyone who served 1 full term as senior regent and 1 full term as a junior graduate regent. Make sure the nominating committee is indeed selecting qualified members to serve. Don't nominate someone just to have a warm body in a chair. Most likely, it won't work out. Be sure to select members who have a vision for success and who believe in the mission of the Women of the Moose. A new chapter year begins May 1 with new officers and a fresh start for infinite possibilities. A new focus for a successful future. We have an obligation to carry on the mission of the Women of the Moose and the Moose fraternity for generations to come. Our female predecessors fought hard to be able to provide for those who depend on us for their care and safety. We cannot let them down. It was business magnate Henry Ford who said, "Coming together is the beginning. Keeping together is progress. Working together is success." So, let's be diligent in our vision for a successful new chapter year. Enjoy the rest of the conference, and please be kind to one another.
Moose CEO Scott Hart is going to introduce this next segment, but because of the joys of COVID, he's unavailable today. So, here I am. There have been a number of staff changes at Moose International over the past several months, and because many have a great deal of interaction with members and volunteers, we thought we'd introduce you to some of the new faces with whom you'll be working. Enjoy.
Hi y'all, hope you're enjoying your mid-year conference. Some of you may recognize me for wanting to hear my favorite story and doing a little dance, Humpty McDumpty. Some of you may know me for my singing, okay, embarrassing myself during the karaoke contest. And some of you know me for my passion for the moose, as well as my passion for you, the member. For those that don't know me, I'm Gordy Daly, Director of Business Operations for Moose International. And by the way, business is good.
Hello, I'm Will Harrison, Coordinator of Activities and part of the community. I have been a member of the Moose for over 20 years. I have served as Lodge and State Activities Chairman. I enjoy playing pool, darts, bowling, golf, shuffleboard, cornhole, or bags, and Texas Hold'em. Not that I'm good at any of them, I just enjoy playing them and being around my Moose family. I have been on community projects like Relay for Life, Toys for Tots, Roadside Cleanup, and Moose Ride for Kids, just to name a few. I look forward to serving you in my new capacity. I would like to say thank you to all the veterans that are here today. Thank you for your service to our country and now for serving our Moose fraternity. Thank you all for attending your mid-year conference, and I hope you have a great weekend because we are stronger together.
Greetings, Moose members. I'm Rick King, Chief Compliance Officer for Moose International. I bring to the office first-hand experience as a member, lodge officer, district officer, association officer, as well as being a territory manager for several years. This gives me a better understanding of what goes on in the Moose world. The goal of the Compliance Office is to work with all levels of the Moose and make sure they are following the general laws. The Compliance Office is looking forward to working with each of the lodges and members when needed to make this happen. Contact information for the Compliance Office can be found on the back of the new general laws that every lodge received back in October. I know when you call the office, it seems like you never get through. Please understand that we are working with thousands of lodges and members daily and may be on the phone. That is why it's so important to leave a name, number, and brief message as to the nature of the call. You can also email our office at micompliance@mooseintl.org. This email will go to both of the compliance officers and will be answered. Thank you for attending this mid-year and have a great weekend.
Hello, my name is Chris Maher, and I am your new training manager for Moose International. I wanted to take this opportunity to both introduce myself and to let you know a little bit about what's going to be happening in training in the next few months. First thing that's going to happen is we've got a new basic 2-hot class that I know a lot of you have been waiting for desperately for your Moose requirements. The 2-hot class will be made up of 2 sections, the 2 in 2-hot. Hot meaning hands-on technical training. The different sections are the basic QuickBooks Online section and the basic LCL Web section. Both of these sections will be in one class as either an in-person or virtual training environment. Both the in-person and virtual training environments will give you credit towards your Moose requirements. Look for these classes to be on the training schedule starting at the end of February 2022. The classes will be given starting at the beginning of March 2022. To get to the training schedule, please go to the Moose International website, go to the members area, and then click on Moose Training. There, under the training schedule, is drop-down boxes. You change the drop-down to the class that you want, click search, and it will bring up a new pop-up box with the training schedule for that class. If the pop-up box does not appear, please make sure to allow pop-ups in your browser and try again. Some other classes that we're working on are, of course, the Administrator School that I know, once again, a lot of you need, and the advanced 2-hot class, which will get into even more technical pieces of QuickBooks Online and LCL Web. Note that all of these classes will be offered in an online style once we are able to get that pushed out there. I know that you all can't wait to complete all of your classes, but let's have some fun along the way. Enjoy your conference, everyone, and thank you.
Hello, mid-year conference attendees. 2021 was a year of both highlights and challenges. The absolute highlight for me was participating as Chief Compliance Officer at the International Convention as we unified our membership. On the flip side, the biggest challenge for the legal department was the loss of our risk manager, a valued 13-year employee who most of you had some contact with during her time with the fraternity. Moving forward, I will now be more involved in the risk management process. The Legal and Risk Management Department is up for the challenge. Our 2022 goals are, number 1, 100% lodge safety form compliance. Number 2, lodge safety, specifically in regard to your lodge's premises and responsible alcohol service. And number 3, limit D&O and employment claims. First, the lodge safety inspection form will be available April 15th and will be due May 30th. This exercise lets the lodge officers inspect their lodge's physical premises and evaluate how safe they are for members and guests. Lodge safety inspection forms that are submitted on time through Moose Admin will receive credit toward their lodge's risk pool assessment. Next, we want our lodges to be safe and healthy spaces for our members and guests. The key to a safe lodge is responsible alcohol service, so all servers must be tip certified or the state equivalent. Finally, our lodge employees are valuable assets and should be treated respectfully by officers, members, and guests. Clearly, lodges need to avoid all forms of employee harassment, sexual or otherwise. I hope that 2022 brings your lodge much success and good times. And before I go, I leave you with this. It is so cold here today. How cold is it, you ask? So cold that I just saw a lawyer with his hands in his own pocket.
5 club party. Gary just let me know there's 16 people that have not yet checked in with Georgia to get your tickets. She's situated just out the door on the left. So if you can, go get it from her, please.
Downstairs.
She's downstairs now? Thank you, Gary. Sorry. Case or Cash is up next, but I just want to inform everybody, Bonnie and Dan Hamilton. Dan has cancer. He is struggling. He is not going to be able to make it today, so we're going to go over the Case or Cash today, but we might have a quick presentation for you all tomorrow, okay? Those who bought bingo, we're going to draw at least two cards, all right? There was $136 collected. We're going to give 2 bingos away. One for $50, the other one for $50, and 36 go to the MAC project. Any complaints on that?
Nope.
Thanks. Right off the top, I've shuffled these. I don't have any. 2 of spades. 10 of diamonds. You have to have all 3.
On the same card. Yep.
Don't worry, we've already been through this. And King of spades. All right? I'm putting him here. Once we get a bingo, we'll check him.
Quiet, Chair. I know you want to say something.
Mr. Charlie Blue, if you're in the house, come on up. Ooga, ooga. Come on, guys. Ladies, sorry. I'm going to get used to this.
Ooga ooga! We have a presentation today, $500. Is it Kenmore? Okay. Whatever he says. We're presenting $500 from the Ooga Ooga Club on behalf of the Michigan Moose Association and Ooga Ooga Club would like to present you with a check. $500. Thank you so much.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Vahag Nazarian. I'm from the Karmanos Cancer Institute in McLaren Flank. I'm the Executive Director of the Proton Center and the Interim Director for Radiation Services for McLaren Central Region. These donations are very precious and are going to go to support our patients visiting our center from the Genesee County, but also from all across the Michigan. We have built a very unique cancer center in Flint, Michigan, where our patients are able to get all of the comprehensive services that a cancer patient might need when they are diagnosed, whether it's surgery, radiation therapy, or chemotherapy. They are able to get it in our center right there in Flint, Michigan, and we have a hospitality house. So patients can stay there free of cost to them, thanks to these kind of donations. Or if a patient travels through us from long distances, this is going to go to cover the cost of gas and also cost of prescription medication. So due to generous donations like this, we're able to support many patients throughout the year. And this is going to go to our McLaren Cancer Support Fund, Cancer Patient Support Fund, that is growing every year due to the generous support of organizations such as yours. So I'm really thankful for this, and I really appreciate the support, and I know that patients will be very thankful as well having this donation. So thank you.
Okay, a little information. We'll be doing room 290 tonight, 8 to 11. That'll be the only night for new members to be enrolled. Tomorrow I'll have a table set up there to renew your dues if you want to renew them, and I'll have shirts. They're maroon color with gold writing on them. And I had to raise the price because the price got raised on me for the shirts. So you know it'll be $10 now for the shirt instead of $8. $2 for membership. Don't forget, we still have life memberships available. Thank you. 8 to 11.
Ooga ooga!
Now it's Bob Rule's turn.
Get the OV!
Valued veterans, special presentation, gentlemen, ladies. We're having Norm Birch and Bob Bolt. I thank them both for being up here, especially this time of year and what's going on.
I want to welcome everybody to this convention, and especially the veterans. And right now I want to introduce Bob Bolt and his mascot.
Hi everybody, this is Maury, in case you don't remember. Maury Moose used to hang around with us a long time ago, back in the day, and he's a little shorter now than he used to be. Anyway, I'm here to introduce the Navigator program. Many of you don't know what the Moose, or what the Navigator program is, but it's only in this state of Michigan, and it's very important. And I brought along some very special people to help explain that to you. First off, we have Brian Webb. He is the director and coordinator of Walking with Warriors. Christy is his right-hand person. We have Paul, who is a navigator, and we also have Erica Beam, who is the one that I work with out of Zone 6, which is Lenawee, Livingston, Washington, and Monroe counties. So without further ado, I'm going to have them come up and tell you what the Navigator program is. Oh, and one more thing. Maury is being given to Kathy to see whatever she can do and whatever she can raise this weekend. Okay? All right. Thank you very much.
Good morning, good afternoon. Can I have every veteran standing here today? Let me stand up, please. All the veterans, stand up. like everybody who is a family member of a veteran to stand up, please. Come on, stand up. Come on, stand up. There's a reason for that to happen because the second group that stood up are the ones that keep the rest of us alive. All right, I'm an Army National Guard chaplain, have been for many years. Actually, I'm on my way out the door now. But I'm the founder, kind of starter of this whole program of Walking with Warriors, and we're a public-funded approach to mental health and substance abuse care for veterans and their family members across the state of Michigan. And caregivers are vital to what we do. The community needs to know what's happening inside of our communities, especially with veterans around the issues of suicide. And we need to bring that to an end. 0, maybe not the number to get to, but we can lower it. I'll give you a quick story, is that we have 34 people like Erica, like Paul, like Christy that work across the state. We work with veterans and military families every day around mental health and substance abuse. We work with 20,000 veterans in 5 years. We've had 2 suicides. If you do that data work, it's a huge success. And that's a tribute to the work they do on the ground every day. They get up every morning, these people live, eat, breathe veteran care and family care. And so without further ado, I'm going to let them introduce themselves. But thank you for your time. Thank you for what you do in your communities every day.
Thank you for what you do.
It's a tight fit.
And they elected me. I'm an Army brat. I've never served, so all y'all that are in capacity of supporting your veterans, I want you to know that's where I work. I'm a navigator for Community Mental Health Partnership in Southeast Michigan. That includes Livingston, Washtenaw, Monroe, and Lenawee counties. I work a lot with suicide, mental health, and substance use in veterans communities. What we're finding is that the families are at risk for suicide at nearly 1.5 times the veteran rate. So we know the veteran rate is at 22 a day. That's the buzzword we hear, right, for suicide, 22 a day. We know it's higher than that. And we're finding that the family members are actually higher than that. So as a family member, welcome. Thank you for being here. The Value Veteran Program isn't just for the veteran, it's for the family too. And us as navigators are not just for the veteran, we're for the family too. Support the family, support the veteran. Support the veteran, support the family. We found that all the other VFWs, American Legions, they all have connections to the veteran, but we need connections to the family. And so thank you for having us here today. If you need a navigator, if you are a veteran, or if you love a veteran, please reach out to the navigator in your area. We have information. We had a table down there, Bob, Bull, Brian, Christy, Paul, myself. Any of us would be happy to connect you with a navigator in your region. So thank you for having us, and we'll see you later.
How about 2 more cards? Bingo.
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 Short cake. You put a short cake.
8 of spades.
Was it good?
I didn't get anything.
Just can't help yourself, can you?
3 of hearts. Next presenter is asked if he could present today. With the help of our liaison, and we switched around, our OP, our sports director, agreed to switch.
Because we're nice.
It's pretty important. Safe surfing. How many years have we worked with safe surfing? A lot of years, right? We had, what was his name from Eric Estrada.
How do you forget? Shit.
Wow.
Come on.
He was here. We're privileged to have Eddie Worth with his entree to present a nice Vicky and his person of interest is going to present a wonderful story to us. And I'm just real happy to be here. Please listen.
In 30 seconds.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that moment you've been waiting for. Some more names for attendance prizes. So, this round of batch will be Margaret Richer from the Niles Lodge. Verify they're them. Okay, and our next winner, Beverly, oh, you couldn't write it out well for me. Kowalik.
That's it.
It's a big word. From the Manistee Lodge. And Larry Van Norman from the Mile Lodge. Adriana Gunderson from Sault Ste. Marie. Jarrett Banks. Looks like a Jarrett Banks. Skidway? There we go. And one more, Elsie Boymans from Garden City. Thank you, Brother President.
Our MMA treasurer just let me know if you have money for the MMA to bring, like the conference, Phil will be back in the back as you come in. He'll take money, and his wife is there to help you out. Felix is there to help out. So if you got to run over there. Last call on your 50-50s. Craig's up here, please. Last call. All set? Come on up.
Good afternoon. Boy, I'll tell you, I was just in,
Craig?
I was just in Ohio. Wait, everybody kind of settle down. So I forget what I'm going to say. I was just in Ohio and North Carolina, Wisconsin, Virginia. When I'd say good afternoon or good morning, I mean it would be a big comeback. I guess I say now when I go around when I was in Michigan, or anybody. So good afternoon. Good afternoon! All right, that's what I'm talking about. How y'all doing? Yeah, how y'all doing? So just to give y'all a little credibility on what I have done with the Moose over the years. I've been the governor of the lodge, district president, deputy supreme governor, assistant regional manager, Virginia Moose Association, state president. Stripper.
Take it off!
Put it back on! One of the most important days of my life was in June of last year when I was called to the House of God and was awarded the Pilgrim degree. I'm very proud of that. I'll tell you, one of the most important titles, I guess.
Let me get my
This I was had the privilege, the pleasure, the fun of becoming a Ooga Ooga back about 5 or 6 years ago. I don't remember if Strata was with me on that trip or not. Yep. This has been a couple of times, but boy, I saw this in the closet like 2 weeks ago, and I'm going to Michigan. I packed this thing 2 weeks ago. I had to do this today, and I know I'm cutting into a lot of time here, but for the new members here, and even for some of the older ones, what Safe Surfing is all about. And we've been connected with the Moose now for a little over 10 years. We've been in business since 1998. But what Safe Surfing is all about is we educate children against sexual predators, and we teach them how to surf the web in a safe manner, and for them to recognize when a predator may be trying to groom them or approach them. We deal with subjects such as sexting, online bullying, social media, how to go about social media safely. So that's what we do, and just to thank the Moose. I specifically wanted to come to Michigan because you guys have always been a big supporter of Safe Surfing, and we're a 501c3, we're a nonprofit. The Moose is 95% of our contributions. And I will say this, I don't know if we got any NASCAR or race fans in here. Me too. But there's a saying in racing that money buys speed. Well, with us, money buys education for children. And that's how we spend the money that you guys donate. If you want to get more in depth and want to see our entire balance sheet, I'm more than happy to share it with all of you all. You can go online and look at our 990, see where we spend the money, and I think you'll be very pleased. So without the Moose, to say the least, we wouldn't be here. 10 years ago, we were paying for stamps out of our own pocket, and we could have never considered coming out and visiting the conventions or mid-years like we do now, to thank you. Last year, obviously, was tough for everybody. Our donations were down 26% overall. And for that, I want to say thank you so much for digging deep and contributing what you could to keep this number that low, really. There are a lot of organizations that are struggling. We're not struggling, thanks to you guys. We're growing. Some of the programs that we spend the money on that you all donate is a Cop in the Box program. Cop in the Box, and we've donated 2 or 3, I can't remember, to Michigan State Police, where these Internet Crimes Against Children Task Force officers, they use a computer that we donate based on your donations to track down predators and arrest them. Another program we've got is a Child Elderly ID, which you all have throughout the state. And you hold events at your lodges to bring children in, to have them fingerprinted, pictures taken, information sheet filled out, put it on a disc, a CD disc or a thumb drive, give it to the parent in the event that the child goes missing. When a police officer shows up, then you give them that CD or thumb drive, and they know exactly, they have all the pertinent information. Because I can guarantee you, when one of your children or grandchildren go missing, you can't remember your name, let alone what the child's description. It's that effective for sure. We also continue to have the Protector, which is bulletproof vests, not only for law enforcement officers, but also K-9s. And I believe we've had some donated to some law enforcement here in Michigan. I'm not sure for sure. We have, Bob said we have. So we continue with that program. I was given a statistic, it was about 2 years ago from the FBI, that there are over 200,000 law enforcement officers that go out to work every day, 200,000 without a protective vest, without a bulletproof vest. A lot of them are in the rural counties, rural towns. That's where we are, right? So if you have law enforcement that needs these, let us know. We'll work with you to figure out how we can get the protective vest, not only for the officers, but also for the K-9s. So that's the programs that we've had in the past and continue to have. But our newest program is called Cyber SWAT. And the SWAT part stands for Safety While Accessing Technology. For the last 10 or 12 years, I've been going around with folks like Shaquille O'Neal and Eric Estrada and some others to school assemblies, churches, anybody that would have us really. And we'd get up in front of kids and we'd talk about internet safety. In schools in particular, when we would have the assembly, if it was like Shaq, you know, you can imagine the kids were just in awe over him, and the message that we were trying to get out was lost. When we'd take Estrada in, we'd have more grandparents there than we would. So I think the grandparents got the message, but I'm not sure if it filtered down or not, because it probably took them a couple of days to get over meeting him, because he'd kiss them and do whatever. It was kind of wild. A couple of years we did. But we had a meeting one day in the sheriff's office in Bedford County with Sheriff Brown, who started this thing in 1998. And one of the ladies there had kids in school. And she just brought up, she goes, you know, kids listen to kids. We need to put together a program that teaches the older children, juniors and seniors in high school, to educate the younger kids down in the 7th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th grade. So we teamed up with the National White Collar Crime Center out of West Virginia to put a training program together. It's taken us about 3 years to tune it in, and we finally got it, and we were going gangbusters. We spent, of your money, $300,000 to put this program together. But it's reaching kids, it's working. But when we rolled this thing out, right before COVID, it was going gangbusters. We were testing it in 8 schools across the United States, one of them being Mooseheart. Well, COVID hit and that shut the schools down. So we had to kind of think out of the box. Now what are we going to do while we get through this COVID thing, because kids weren't going to school, so they weren't there to learn, right, or to talk to each other. So we had a connection with the Girl Scouts of America. Vicki Johnson, who you'll see the video in just a minute, she had the connection. Vicki hooked us up, and we were able to put a pilot program together for the nation's capital region of the Girl Scouts. Just in that one region, there are 50,000 Girl Scouts that we've been able to put our program in front of. About a year ago, I was in Orlando at a school resource officer meeting, and I happened to meet the head guy with the Young Marines. If we've got any Marines in here, thank you for your service. But we hooked up with these guys, and we put the program in the Young Marine organization. There are over 6,000 Young Marines in the United States, and we are totally going gangbusters with them. They've had us in several meetings, and we're going nonstop with them. Additionally, we, out in South Dakota, was able to give 14 cotton boxes to law enforcement on the Indian reservations, 14 different Indian reservations, at the tune of $2,500 apiece. That a lady granted us the money for that, so we were very fortunate. So this is how we're actually spending the money that you all donate, and we couldn't thank you more. We don't have a big staff. I'm the only one basically that travels. We've got an administrative assistant that's in our office now 12 hours a week to mail stuff out and this kind of thing, answer any questions. But that's basically our staff. But we have tons of volunteers. We have tons of Moose volunteers across the nation that's helping us get the word out. So why we do what we do is the video that I would really like for you to pay attention to. So if we could roll the video, and then I'll catch up on the back end.
Hello, my name is Vicki Johnson, and I've been a part of the Safe Surfing Foundation for decades now. It has brought joy to my life, and it has also brought heartbreak moments as well. I've had the privilege of meeting children who have been destroyed at the hands of predators. I have met families who have lost their children due to internet crimes. But I've also met wonderful friends who have developed a passion to help save children and teach online safety. These are the partners that work hand in hand with the Safe Surfing Foundation to make a difference and teach online safety. My passion developed after the abduction of my 13-year-old daughter, Amanda. She was only 13 years old when she started chatting with a boy who said he was 13. He loved to play football and also surfed. She told him that she was a cheerleader and that she loved going to football games. The conversation seemed very innocent at first, but we would find out later they turned abusive and sex-oriented. Before I go any further, I want you to know that 13-year-olds, they're still developing their self-esteem, their self-confidence. They just want to make friends and be accepted. We found out later that this 13-year-old boy was actually a 36-year-old man. He had been grooming Amanda to be submissive to him, but defiant toward us, her parents. On a February day, this predator drove to our neighborhood. He pulled his truck up beside of Amanda as she walked down the street to our neighbors, and he pulled her in that truck. He took her to a local hotel where he would brutally rape and beat her for over 5.5 hours. When he was done with my daughter, he took her to a country road, put her out of the truck, and left her there helpless. The Virginia State Police were able to find Amanda. They rushed her to a local hospital where she had emergency surgery, and she survived. We spent the next 1.5 years fighting a court battle that we thought would never end. During the waiting period, the predator would be released on a $50,000 bond, and he would once again take another little 13-year-old girl from Williamsburg, Virginia, and brutally rape and beat her as well. This time, the courts did not release him. The grand jury would pass down 8 grand jury indictments on the Williamsburg case and 7 grand jury indictments on Amanda's case. Together, this predator should have served 87 years in prison for what he had done to these 2 little girls. But unfortunately, on the day of sentencing, the judge would suspend all but 14 years. After his time served, he was back on the streets. He had access to a computer and also children. He was also given 10 years of probation upon his release. In a little under 7 years, this predator would once again try to meet up with another 13-year-old girl. But fortunately, this time, that 13-year-old girl was an undercover Internet Crimes Against Children Task Force officer from Virginia Beach. These people and officers are my heroes. They work non-stop to save our children. After speaking to one of those law enforcement officers, I was told that this predator would serve out the rest of his life in prison with no rights to early parole. Amanda has been pretty amazing throughout her life. She struggled as she lost friends. She had to change schools because of the publicity. But she also had the challenge of healing, and that was not a small feat. Amanda works hard. Even though she falls back into some dark times, she pulls herself out. And I know that Amanda will continue to fight for herself and her children. Amanda went on to finish high school. She completed her college, earning her business management degree, and later Amanda did marry. She was blessed with 2 beautiful children after she had been told she would never conceive after what had been done to her at the hands of the predator. It has always been Amanda's desire that what happened to her would never happen to another child again. And that night in the hospital, I had made Amanda that promise. I would help her teach kids how to be safe online as long as I had breath to breathe. Now as a grandmother of 5, I know how difficult technology is becoming, and just trying to stay on top of it all and protect our children is a job all on its own. But unfortunately, the predators do find ways to learn the new technology and to influence the lives of our kids, and not in a good way. But this is where the Safe Surfing Foundation comes in. They do stay on top of the technology, and they learn the new software applications. They work hard to bridge the gaps and to work hand in hand with law enforcement officers to bring down the number of crimes against children. There's an old saying that says it takes a whole village to raise a child, and I believe that saying is true to this day. This is where you, a member of our village, comes in. Whether you develop a desire to start an educational program in your local school or church, you partner with the Safe Surfing Foundation as a financial supporter, or you just sit down with the children in your life and talk about how to be safe online. Every action you take will make a difference. I challenge each of us to remember all the children who have been lost to internet crimes and lives that have been destroyed at the hands of online predators, but to also celebrate with us the children who have been reunited with their families and to pray for their recovery. Don't ever think you can't make a difference. Amanda and I have seen firsthand the incredible work moms and dads, not to mention amazing grandparents, have done to strengthen and save their families. I hope that you will join us in making a brighter future for all the children in your life. Again, thank you for letting me spend just a small part of your day with you. And God bless you and the children in your families.
If you would,
Please help me welcome Vicki Johnson to the stage.
Thank you all so much for a warm welcome. I don't know if you knew this, but I've been here, this is my second time, and I love it. I just love the quaintness of this community. And from the people who wait on us here, to the people who help us to our rooms, to whatever they do, this is an incredible Bavarian Inn. And I hope you all enjoy your time here, because it is pretty amazing. I just wanted to give you a little update on what Amanda and I have been doing. We've been serving with the Safe Surfing Foundation now, this past February was 21 years. Wow. That's a long time. And just recently, the state of Virginia was going to try to pass 2 bills in Richmond to allow these online predators to have access to early release. Right now, there are no rights to early release for sexual predators or sexual offenses against children. So I went to Richmond already mad. And moms, I know you know what I'm talking about. You talk about our kids, we get fired up pretty quick. So they asked me to speak on the floor for the first bill, and after it was done, the bill basically was flipped over on a desk and said the bill is dead. So we're really great. There will not be any right to early release in Virginia. The second bill was also to reduce the amount of probation once a predator gets out. And based on our situation, we saw he was given 10 years of probation, and in 7 years, that was 7 years when he finally got caught. He had already been reaching out to children, and he was convicted of a very vicious, violent crime against 2 children. So the second bill was to give these predators the rights to lesser parole, so they didn't have to be tracked for so long. When I got finished speaking, and I'm not blowing my own horn, but that bill was turned over and was dead on the floor. As Eddie mentioned, we go into a lot of schools, and there's some years we reach over 60,000 kids, and that's a lot of kids and a lot of schools. And Amanda and I have full-time jobs, but yet we try to make it so that we can go into these schools when we are invited to reach as many kids as possible. And it just so happened not too long ago, just several months ago, there was a mom who attended one of our events at a school with her daughter. And then she went to work and she found out that one of the moms she worked with was having trouble with her daughter. And all of a sudden she was getting all of these gifts in the mail, and it turned out to be a predator. Well, she went home from work and she was going to confront her daughter after talking to this other mother and say, is there a predator in your life? Is this what's going on? When she got home, her daughter was gone. And it was like, you just missed some of them by the skin of your teeth. We found out that this predator had mailed her a plane ticket to New York, and she decided to use it. So we got the Internet Crimes Against Children's Task Force together. We started working with the White Collar Crimes Division officer, and we were able to get police in place at the airport in New York. And we were able to capture the predator and return that child. Those are one of the good days. And I tell you one thing, when you see a child run into her daddy's arms, when you thought she's been lost forever, there's nothing like it. It just makes your heart want to explode. You're so happy you got a child back alive. So after that event, as you know, I've told Amanda, as long as I have breath to breathe, I will help her teach kids. But it was so dark and so emotional. There are times that you just feel like you can't do this anymore. It's a horrible way to see parents lose their kids. And so when I told one of our Moose families that's very close to me, I said, you know, I don't know how much longer I can do this. It just breaks my heart every time this happens. So they invited me out to their home for dinner. And I don't know about you guys, but I live in the city. I don't get to see very many stars. There's so much ground light. But this family lived out in the country. So you all might know what that means, but I literally went from a hard surface road to a gravel road to a dirt road, and then my car was kind of dancing with potholes, trying to find my way to this house. Well, when I finally pulled in their driveway, I thought, oh my God, I should have brought breadcrumbs, because I don't know if I'm gonna find my way back out of here. But we had a wonderful dinner. They kind of refreshed my spirit a little bit. But after dinner was over, the gentleman took me out on his back deck. And my grandmother used to have a saying, you couldn't see your hand in front of your face because it was so dark in the country. When I was out there, I finally knew what she was talking about. You could not see anything. But while I was sitting there, he just reached over and he put his hand on my hand on the decking, and he said, Vicki, look up. And I took a moment and I just looked up, and I saw, if it wasn't one, it was a billion of the most beautiful stars in the sky. And I felt so small under this amazing creation of God. And literally, I have never seen so many stars. And when I was in Ohio, I told him it was the first time I had ever seen a shooting star other than a Hallmark Christmas movie. But it was beautiful. And he said, Vicki, when you start feeling that you can't go on, and you start feeling that things are dark, he said, I want you to take time to look up. Because he said, honestly, he said, I believe these stars are all those kids that you and Amanda have helped that you will never know that you saved their life. And he said, right beside of those kids are all of us Moose members shining down on you to keep you going. So I just want to say from the bottom of my heart and from Amanda's, how much we have appreciated everything you guys have done to help us keep teaching kids. Because we won't stop. If you don't stop, we're not going to stop. And you've been a blessing to us and an inspiration to keep going. So I just want to thank you so much. And I also want to say, Amanda, since she's had 2 kids, doesn't get to travel to conventions with me very much. But she will be joining us with her children tomorrow. So if you want to meet Amanda, please stop by the table tomorrow. Amazing kid. So God bless you all and have a wonderful convention, and hopefully I can come back and see you again. Thank you.
So that's the real life stuff that we're trying to prevent. We're trying to educate kids. We need your help. I'm not one to get up and compare one state against another state. Every penny helps us. You know what you can do. Please help us if you can. We're all going through some really tough times. Probably, I turn 72 next week. Probably the toughest that I've seen in my 72 years. Terry, about the 90 years. I mean, well, I hope we can come. I forgot Terry was past spring dog, right? Okay, we may or may not be back next year. We'd love to come to Oklahoma. There's one thing I want to leave you with. I didn't make this up. My wife's not here, and you'll know why I'm saying this, but she's heard it a million times, and she's kind of got over this now. I'm not in the doghouse like I was in the beginning. But, you know, the Moose, we're all about being happy, right? I mean, we go down to the lodge, we have a couple of drinks, something to eat, dance a little, whatever it is, karaoke, we have a good time. We're a happy lodge. We're a happy bunch of people. I don't care if we're in California, Washington State, Florida, Maine, or right here in Michigan. So I was told a thing one time, it goes like this. If you want to be happy for a day, you go fishing, you go play golf, you go hiking, you do whatever it is you like to do. If you want to be happy for a week, you take a vacation. Here's where the wife thing comes in. If you want to be happy for a month, you get married. She's about 15 hours away, so hopefully it's probably already gotten back to her. If you want to be happy for a year, you win the lottery. But if you want to be happy for a lifetime, you help others. And that's exactly what we do. That's exactly what we do. We, the Moose, help others. We help children, we help elderly, we help communities. Be proud to be a Moose. I know daggone well I am. I can't thank you all enough for allowing us to come up here and tell our story and ask for your help and help protect your children. I promise you we are doing everything we know how to do and will continue to do that as long as we've got breath in us. I know Vicki agrees with that. So again, to Gary Beck, you made it happen. Thank you for spinning all my schedule around, but I really do appreciate it, and I mean that in a good way. He helped me a lot. So anyway, thank you so much. I look forward to seeing you. There's a table down at the foot of the steps that we've got some material on. Vicki will be there. I know Amanda will be there with her tomorrow. So please stop by, talk to us, find out more about our programs. www.safesurfing.org is our website. All of our materials are downloadable off of that. But visit us. We'd love to talk to you. Thank you so much. What am I supposed to say now?
Adjourn.
Wow.
Adjourn.
Gary mentioned, he kind of warned me a little bit, and I said, oh, I can handle that. I had to stop looking at you guys.
Oh, yeah.
I had to stop. You got me. Let's give her daughter Vicki a warm welcome tomorrow. Please. All right. Amanda, excuse me. Amanda. Lost it. I need to bring my schedule up. Yes. Video. Sean Bell, Director, Moose Legion in Higher Degrees. Thank you.
Greetings from Moose Haven and welcome to your association's 2022 mid-year conference. I'm here at our City of Contentment working on a proposal to relocate the Moose Legion office. Okay, not really. The Moose Legion Council is meeting here this weekend and we have a lot of good things to talk about. Once business is concluded, maybe there'll be some time left over for a little fun in the sun. For those of us who have been Moose Legionnaires for a number of years, we've become familiar with the Moose Legion motto, to have fun while providing greater service to the Moose fraternity. And Lord knows we've done our part. We have served this fraternity for more than a century, supporting Mooseheart and Moose Haven, mentoring future leaders, and strengthening our lodges and associations. And we've had a blast doing it. Fun is an important element of belonging to an organization like the Moose. Who wants to be a member of an organization that's boring? We do, however, need to maintain a balance. The lodge enrollment ceremony taught us that commitment and service stand on a par with fun and fellowship. On a par. Equal. Fun can't always play the dominant role. Sometimes we have to stop and understand that commitment and service require us to be attentive, to be diligent, to make sure the I's are dotted and the T's are crossed. This is particularly true at quarterly celebrations and many conferrals when new Moose Legionnaires are being conferred with a degree of service. These individuals are willingly making an additional commitment to the Moose, and as leaders, we need to make sure they look back on that decision with confidence, not regret. If you are a director or a member of the conferral staff, get familiar with the meeting procedures and the conferral ceremony. I understand that not everyone can memorize their parts, but we can't have leaders standing in front of Moose Legionnaires, new and long-standing alike, looking like it's the first time they have ever read the book. This is especially important for new candidates, as you don't get a second chance to make a first impression. Make sure that memory is a positive one. When the formal meetings have concluded, by all means, have a great time, but please be tasteful. Leave your members wanting to come to celebrations and functions time after time because they know they can expect to be informed and entertained and proud that they are part of something meaningful. Don't shame or ridicule your members by making them perform embarrassing tasks or by dressing in funny clothes, especially in drag. That may be memorable, but it's the opposite of fun. Let me tell you, I've seen some men in Georgia who transformed into really ugly women. Right, Danny? Thanks to all of you for your efforts on behalf of the Moose. We hope you have a safe trip home from your conference, and we hope to see you in Orlando as we celebrate our annual international convention and Moose Haven's 100th anniversary. I can get used to this.
You wish.
Thanks. Wow. Marion Tate, are you in the house? Before we do that, let's get some bingo. Remember, you got to have all three. 9 of spades. Jack of clubs. Well, there's 2 of them. Ace of diamonds. All right. Come on up. Marion, are you available?
Ace of diamonds, look how close she was to the other 2 of diamonds.
Okay.
Marion, stay there. We'll move you tomorrow.
Harry Dunn.
Marion, stay. Let Marion know we're going to move her tomorrow.
Marion Dunn, we're going to move you tomorrow.
Miriam is good.
Mary.
Miriam.
Mary Dunn, come on. Miriam.
Tomorrow.
7 of spades, where we're doing 2 of these. Come on up front for the bingo. Come on, Mary. Jack of spades.
That's Michelle's birthday. Michelle's birthday. Come on, 2 of them. Tell them how to go to here. For sure, for you, for us. What? Come on. Well, she is too.
Mary is here.
Mariam is being moved.
Okay, before I even start anything, I'm going to let you know that unfortunately, some people who purchase tickets put both sets of tickets in the jars. However, we knew that. No, we give them another, however many they bought again. The reason I'm telling you this, so we may not have winners. So because of knowing that, we've saved all the jars. So I want you to keep your tickets, and whoever has the winning tickets that I read off, I would like you to go over and see Robin at the end of the table over there. She will verify your tickets. She will let me know if we need to go downstairs and what jar we need to get. So I will go down and get them and bring them up. But hopefully, we don't have to do it. We took in $1,259 on the raffle. So starting right off with the electric skillet, donated by the Lapeer Lodge and Chapter. The number is 0, and that will be on the screen, 058546. The sandwich maker, 659118. That was also donated by the Lapeer Lodge and Chapter. The Picture of Wealth, it was donated by the Manistee Chapter. That number is 659288. The Spa Basket, donated by the Marshall Chapter, 659966. The Orange Tool Set was donated by District 18, and that number is 659076. The Christmas stuff, unfortunately, I never found out who donated it, but if they come and see me later, I'll announce it tomorrow. And that winning ticket was 659855. The rice cooker was donated by Legion 108, 659369. The dishes, the silverware, and a Meijer gift card for $25 was donated by the Charlotte Chapter, and that is 058571. The Michigan State was donated by the Grayling Chapter, and that is 659519.
No.
The Blooming Lotto was donated by the Delton Lodge. That number is 660312. The cupcakes were donated by the Wayne Westland, and Marcia Kay won it. 058736. MMA Nightlight, that was 058920, donated by the Spalding Boys from Lincoln Park. And because I don't have a certain young man's name on here, I know he won the Xmas stuff, and that was Don McKimmy. I forgot to write his name on, but I knew we had a Don McKimmy one. Thank you all very much. I will see you again tomorrow.
Save your tickets because some people had duplicate tickets. They put
Thanks, Mary.
in. So save your tickets.
We're down state secretary comments real quick.
Okay, I've only got another 20 minutes worth of stuff here I want to talk about. Now, I just want to make a couple comments. Tonight, 6 o'clock, downstairs, or up here, 25 Club. Like they said, there's still tickets left, and you'll find Georgia downstairs. Hospitality room will open after that, after the 25 Club down in the courtyard. In the morning, 8 o'clock, past president's breakfast down in the Altmeal. Make sure you're there early because we don't have enough people for a buffet, so we're going to order off the menu since it's a breakfast. And then past Deputy Grand Regents is in the Danube. And tomorrow night, 6 o'clock, the awards banquet up here in the composer room. And then the hospitality room will be open after the banquet. And as far as the membership program, the 5 for 5 and the lifetimes, I've still got some people out there that said that they don't have their 5 for 5 or the lifetimes yet. All you have to do is give me the information and I will take care of it. Because if I don't get your information, I can't fix it. So I'd appreciate it If anybody's got anything, they can come see me this weekend. Or if you know of anybody, get their information and get that to me. And that's all I've got at this time. Thank you.
Thanks, Dale.
Yeah, I got a cup and I got a vest because I sponsored more after.
Let's get some more cards real quick. 10 of clubs. Remember, this is it, 10 of clubs. 9 of diamonds. 9 of diamonds. Four of spades. All right, somebody got a bingo? Come on up. Sean, do we have more?
We have more, Brother President. We need Sandy Normandin from Ypsilanti. Carolyn Van Norman from Mayo. Josie Seeley from St. Louis.
Somebody from Taylor's.
I don't hear any yelling, no cheering, no hooing. There we go. Okay. Wendy Brunell from Delton. Michael Tracy from Kalkaska. Raquel Fritz from Wayne Westland. Larry T. from Lewiston. Is there more than one Larry T. from Lewiston?
He just left.
Oh!
Done for Larry. We get another draw.
Deborah Rosansky from Fremont. Jim Settler from Three Rivers. Robert Edens from Manistee. And we'll wait and see who else doesn't show up.
Give it a minute.
All yours, Brother President.
Josie Seeley, Dale Johnson Sr. needs to see you. Thank you. Okay. Thanks, Dale. We got the endowment fund coming. Now, Sue. Sue Gamach. You're up. Let's go. Need a break, 5 minutes. 5 minutes is it.
So that everybody knows, we have a Heart of the Community workshop. You just heard 2 Heart of the Community events, the safe surfing and the veterans. Sue's got some more information. We got 2 or 3 more speakers. We have a drop dead deadline that we need to be out of this room. I know that part of you need to go take a little break and use the restrooms or whatever. That's why we're giving you 5 minutes. Please be back in here so that we can start promptly in 5 minutes.
That's for the 50-50.
Again, there's 500, while you're going by, we have 5 extra $100 raffle tickets, MMA raffle tickets. Get your wallet out as you go by. Let's get rid of them. Help our finance people, please. Want 5 of them out there.
We got another one?
50-50s will be done before she starts. Let's do it.
So I gotta go.
Phyllis, listen, if you go out that door that way, you're on our floor. Just keep walking
Wait,
down.
so if I go out that door, what?
Door, it's open.
Yeah.
Walk out there, and you're on our floor. Just keep walking down, past the elevators. You'll know where you're at. It's our room.
Yeah, it's easier. Yeah.
I'm gonna
Walk quick.
Okay, Phyllis, we'll see you later.
All right. I'll be back this way.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 50-50 numbers are up on the screen if you want to see if you are a $50 winner.
Seriously.
Come back that way.
Yeah, and then you'll know where you're at. See the doors that are open right there? That's one of them.
Nobody's heard from Terry. These are these. Yeah, these are these. $50 winners.
If you have winners, Rob, our state treasurer, will be have the money. Bring your ticket up, he'll verify it if you have it. Chaplain, excuse me.
2557 instead of 67. Oh, I gotta look up there. Wow.
No.
Make sure you look at all 3 strips because they're going to be different numbers on all 3 strips.
You have a double check this?
Yeah. Yeah, the 018.
They want you to get the hell out of the way.
How is it going?
Linda. Hi. We didn't win none. Oh, I didn't even see it, baby. We didn't win. The numbers are up there. Yeah.
Oh, there did you. All right.
There is a store out there if you want to go to the store. Oh, you just bought one. I got that color. It's not.
In that store.
How much was it?
They had $5.
Wasn't that a lot quicker?
She didn't go there. She went to the store first.
Huh? No. They had yellow ones.
Okay, if we get everybody back in a seat so we can get rolling, we have a drop dead deadline and we have to be out of this room. Rob, you're up first if you want to talk about the chamber. Vern, you're behind Rob. Cheryl Kennedy, you're behind Vern. Sue, you're behind Cheryl Kennedy. And we'll get this all taken care of.
I had quite a long, in-depth thing to do on the chamber, but they told me I only got a couple of minutes, so you're in luck. If you are not a member of the chamber, you should be. What they can do for you and what you can do for them are great. Once a month, the chamber has a meeting. Get involved. Get your name and your face out there in the community. Because once the community learns the kind of service that we do for the whole community, your membership will rise. We had a dinner in January, a luncheon for the chamber. Only 2 people that came to that luncheon were actually members of our lodge. After that, we got 8 more members, just with one luncheon. Let's see. Send the items, the community service that you're doing, send that to the chamber, and they put it in their web page, and they put it out there in the newsletter every month. Chamber of Commerce, yes. The chamber also keeps abreast of any legislative changes to small businesses. And they will give you a heads up of anything that's coming down, taxes, anything like that. The chamber can also help promote your lodge if you're doing a sporting event. Golf, bowling, cornhole. They will put it out to the community so that everybody knows what's going on in their community. And your lodge is there and they want to help support you. So just don't forget about them. Try to get active in the chamber. Thank you. That's all I have right now.
All right, I'm here on behalf of the Wirtz Warriors. We had a small ride this year. We only had about 25 sleds, but we have collected, I don't have a final number, we've collected way over $215,000 so far. I know that Mansalona donated $2,000. I was not there for Manistee, so I don't know if they made a donation or not. They came to Lewiston. We have 2 stops in Lewiston, the Moose Lodge. At the Moose Lodge in Lewiston, they Garland Charity Classic, and I'm on the board there, donated $4,000. The Michigan Moose Association donated $4,000. And then my lodge donated, even though they weren't able to do anything, donated $500 for a total of $8,500 at the lodge. Then we went to Tallies. We do a winter cornhole tournament at Tallies. The temperature was 23 degrees. The wind was blowing 35-mile-an-hour gusts. We had a lot of snow. And we had 82 people show up. And we collected $18,313.
In their snowshoes, right?
You know, it's just unbelievable. I've been doing it for, this is going to be my 19th year. And I remember standing up here the first time with 2 little patches on. Now I got an armful of them. And I'm going to continue to do it so I can't do it. So right now I got a couple presentations. I want to see the first one's for the big guy. That's got to be Greg. Where you at, Greg? Ah, there's your shirt. On behalf of the Wirtz Warriors, I'd like to present the state president the Wirtz Warrior t-shirt. And Mr. Gary Beck, who has shown up in these winter cornhole tournaments and the summer cornhole tournaments. He gets the Wirtz Warrior. Hopefully next year we're going to have more riders. I'm all done riding since I cut my thumb off. So, thank you guys for all your support. Thank you, the Michigan Moose Association. And don't forget, I'm going to have the snowmobiles out up at the Sioux. Take some snowmobiles and start early, and I don't mean start in August. You can't think snow in August. So October, November, start selling those, and let's get our quota up for the state of Michigan. Thank you for the Moose Riders also. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Cheryl Kennedy. I'm the Youth Awareness Coordinator. I'm supposed to have a video up here? Keep going? Okay, he's working on it. Hi, the Youth Awareness, I'm finding out, going out, that a lot of the lodges and people do not exactly know what it is. So I thought I'd give you a synopsis so that you can bring it back and let your lodges know. It is great. It gives you a per capita credit by every, by students that you sponsor. The students do not have to have Moose affiliation. The money can be used for colleges, vocational schools, community colleges, and trade schools. So the kids do not understand that. They say, oh, I'll never go to college. They will probably go to a trade school or a vocational school, and the money can be used on that. This program is for high school students, freshmen through senior. They can be homeschooled, they can be private school, they can be public school. Any of them will work. It gives them a chance to get traveling and to do some volunteer work. Your colleges require volunteer hours now. This gives them a chance to do their volunteer work by doing the mentoring. They're mentoring students for 4 to 9 year olds. So what happens is the high school student, they pick their own subjects. We do not dictate what they do. They then in turn will do a 20-minute presentation in front of these 4 to 9 year olds. These 4 to 9 year olds will listen to a high school student before they will listen to an adult. They look up to them. I've had many of those high school students say they have fun doing it, the kids enjoy themselves. Subjects can be on bullying, it could be on numerous different things. It gives the high school chances to win scholarships. We have had a young lady from Michigan win $12,000. This year we have 2 students that are qualifying to go to the International Congress. One has been sponsored by the Grayling Lodge, the second one for Birch Run. Funny, both of them were at the Birch Run Congress. So luckily the parents got to meet, and they're actually going to be traveling together. But it gives them a good chance on it. Again, college, university, vocational schools, and that. Public schools is up for all high school students. What I would suggest, I've got posters. I would hit the junior highs and talk to the counselors now for those 8th grade students entering into the high schools. That way you may have a chance of sponsoring that student for 4 years. The more they're in it, the more they get to know what needs to be done on being able to qualify for some of these scholarships on the international level. 4 to 9, the talks are 10 to 20 minutes. That's about the attention span of a 4 to 9 year old. To qualify, they need to do a minimum of 3 talks. It could be at the same group of kids, just 3 different subjects. It doesn't all have to be one subject. So they could do it at schools. We're trying to get it done early. They can do it on bike safety. These are some of the things that they can do it on. I tell them to pick a subject they're passionate about. The more passionate they are about a subject, the more they will get out of it and put into it. But there's many subjects. If they have any questions, they can answer the questions by your lodge. They can even call me or somebody in their area. They have to have a responsible adult at the kid talk at all times. Try to involve everybody and try to give giveaways and that. Whoops, there it is. The lodge sponsor tries to help them with the ideas, help them with some of the supplies they may need, getting to and from. The kids can do their kid talks in front of your group, and you can critique and give them some suggestions to help them out. Those are some of the responsibilities of the lodge itself. The first part of their thing is to go to one of the congresses. We will have many. I've got a bunch of committee people in the House that are gonna be doing them in different areas. I'm trying to reach out this year to areas, other new areas of the state to get more going. It's something that I think is very worthy to be done in this state. It's something all kids need a little help with their college educations and that. All the younger kids need the mentoring of the subjects that they're talking about. A lot of the lodges have movie nights. Before a movie night, have one of your kids come in and do a mentoring for those. They do a little presentation. It doesn't all have to be done in school. You've got scout groups, you've got libraries, you've got social, church groups. There are many ways they can do their talks and get them done. The dates are a little iffy. Right now, International is making some changes to the program, probably minor. I suggested that they be started earlier in the year than September. It would give the kids a little more time to get them done. And I think it was heard a little bit, so we'll see what happens. The kids going to International, the accommodations will be paid for. The transportation to and from will be paid by the state. The meals are part of their group. Entertainment, usually the lodge and chapter will get some money together for some fun money for them when they're going. This year they're going to Orlando. I think next year might be Myrtle Beach. But they go to some fun places. They meet kids. They travel by themselves. It gives them some responsibility. Nope, take it back. They're going to Illinois and Missouri. Anybody have any questions on the program? Thank you. If you have any questions, I will have a table downstairs. Come see me.
This is first year for Cheryl. I think she did a heck of a job, do you not?
Good afternoon, brothers and sisters.
Good afternoon.
Now, if you should have any questions during my presentation, please just jot them down. If we have time, we'll answer them after I'm all done. And they're going to be a slideshow. So this is new for me, too, because I usually have it all wrote out. And I'll try to answer them today. If not, I can write your answers and I will get with you tomorrow. Some of the topics we're going to talk about today is going to be our mission statement, our participation in the communities, how does community service help others, what can our lodge do to participate in the community. Community service is very, very important to the success of Moose International, and that is our #1 point in our mission statement. In order for our future survival, we need to focus on being good stewards within our community. Our membership base is derived from the community we support, and within them, without them, we will wither and perish. The key takeaway from our fraternal program is we exist to raise funds to provide support for those in need in our communities, and especially our Moose Heart and Moose Haven. Community service helps to connect within the community. We can help any group of people in need. We can raise social awareness about the Moose organization. We can establish contacts and make new friendships and help improve our skills. How does your community service actually help your community? Well, you have an opportunity to help others, which is what the Moose is all about. We're always helping others. We gain hands-on experience. You could help in a construction project that's going on, painting, learn customer service, learn medical skills, but you can help in service to your community. You learn about different careers. You could have personal growth. Doing community service has personal benefits as well. You can learn responsibility, awareness to your community, how to assist and help those in need. You could, when you go through colleges, or employees like to see this on your application for our younger ones.
That's me.
How can your lodge conduct a community service event? Well, first of all, you would prepare and distribute holiday meals, which gets it out into your community. Some of you could volunteer at an animal shelter. You could give IT tech to local adults, for the ones that are savvy with that, and I'm not one of them. You could help with clean up your local park, or host a study group in your own lodge. As long as you have a proposal written up, take it to your lodge officers or chapters, have it all wrote out for them, discuss what you would like to do, get authorization, a vote from your lodge officers to do this as a community project for your lodge or chapter. Are there any examples that any of you would have that you could provide, maybe that worked really well for you that someone else hasn't thought of? Could rake leaves for your elderly neighbor. You could offer to do dog walking. I have a friend that makes great money doing dog walking, and it goes back to the community. Spruce up local playgrounds, help at schools. How can your lodge plan an event? You pick a project by determining the needs in your own communities. Plan ahead. Get brochures out. Put it on the news. Get it in the newspaper. Put it on your marquee outside. Upcoming Heart of the Community event for special projects. Consider your goals as to what you want to do in your community to best help the people that are around you. Who knows, you may get a lot of new members that way because they like and see that the Moose organization cares about your community. Promote it to the public. The Moose is a great organization. Do routine things like child ID. I know our lodge, Three Rivers, we just are in the process of purchasing our own child ID kit. We've done child ID for 4 years, 6 years now. We missed last year because of COVID. We have put it out in all the schools and the daycare centers, and we have at one point, we took it to a daycare center and we gave them all the little cards. They had them have their parents fill them out. The parents came to the daycare that day, basically Cindy, who is fantastic with our child ID program at our lodge. They went down there, they sat for the day, and they helped all the little 5 and below kids do their child ID, which is a fantastic thing. You can also do a blood drive. Supply the room. If you're doing a blood drive, basically you let them use the Moose. They bring in all their own people to do the blood drive. You're just there to assist and help if they need you. But it's a great community service project. If you want to do something big, you might even be able to involve, like we have the Elks, the Eagles, the Legion, you can get your Chamber of Commerce. Maybe you can do a composite of all of you in a big community service project, because we're all into community service in our communities. To do community service, you're investing in your community, in the people that you live near, your friends, neighbors, family members. They're all very, very special, and they all need assistance. The elderly need help. Schools, tutoring and literacy, they need assistance. Help with youth awareness mentoring. I know we help our soccer league in Three Rivers. Make a banner. Have a banner made up. Supported by the Moose Lodge, whatever lodge you are. And then they would have that on the fences around the soccer fields. And when those parents bring their kids, they know that the Moose is there trying to help their organization too, and their children. Help beautify your community. Put all your information out on the newspaper, on the radio. Talk it up. Because like our lodge is kind of around a corner behind a business. You can see a little bit of it, but sometimes you need a little bit more help in advertising what you're doing. And if you do something, like on a yearly basis, like we do our fingerprinting program. We do it on a yearly basis. So they know that they can bring their children there. You can bring your adults, your parents, grandparents. Because God forbid, one of us don't get Alzheimer's or something, and all of a sudden take off, and we don't know where we live. Well, if your kids have that little disc, like Ed was talking about, they can find us too. I did mine. And I gave one to each one of my kids, just in case. They started laughing, but you never know. I can lose my way very easily. If you're face to face with everyone, they know who you are, you get to know them too. And it's very special. Make sure if you do go to a school or when these kids come in, they do fill out that form. I'm skipping over some of these things, because I already did the banners. I got ahead of myself, but quarterly reports. These district presidents right here are very, very important. Yes, they kind of report to me and let me know what's going on. But I get my information from Gary over there, who gets it from International. So please, and I always start the very first of the next month of the last of the quarter. And I start getting these reports. So we have 82 lodges, or 80 lodges, and maybe only 32 of our administrators, and this is the administrator's responsibility, because they're the only one that can get into this form in the computer. I have made up a little form, but when you go to fill this out, do not use, what do you call them? Just like three little letters. We know in Michigan what we mean, but International is the one that reviews all these forms that are sent in. They don't know what it is. So you need, and IRS does get this information as to what we're doing in community service. They need to be done on time. And when I send out a note, they probably get 3 or 4 in them 15 days, because I get a report almost every 2 days that says, okay, Sue, this, and this lodge have got theirs completed and sent in. But these lodges have not. That's when I contact our district presidents and let them know who's there and who isn't. And I'm sure by the end of them 15 days, they're tired of hearing from me. But basically, it's their responsibility to reach you. When they contact you, either by phone or by email, please be courteous, be nice, because they're only doing the jobs that you voted them into. They're doing what they're supposed to do. And I'm sure some of them get a little uptight with me, and I know some of them don't want to hear from me too much. And he's already went to his district and says, I want these reports done by the 10th because I don't want to hear from Sue anymore. And I want to thank you. It'll work. And so if my other district presidents start doing that, please be nice to them. They're only doing the job that you put them into position to do. And maybe at a district meeting, they might say, oh, I just got this note from Sue, and yeah, maybe it's 2 days before it is. That administrator may have sent it in that morning or the day before, but it hasn't connected with Moose International to get to Gary, to get to me, to get to your presidents. So it does take a little bit of time. So just please be patient. But I have made up a little form, and as you can see it on there, and hopefully I'm going to get this to each one of my district presidents, and maybe at the next district meeting, if they can give a copy or so to their lodge, each lodge in their district, use this one sheet for each community service you do, because you have various points that you need to do. And I'm probably ahead of myself again. This Heart of the Community report, your administrator can get into it. Your core initiatives are 5 points each. Then you have a 3.1, which is your, and I am ahead of myself.
You're on the first layer now.
Companion, they're 3 points each, and then your little area is 2 points each. So in your core examples are working with children, working with senior citizens. Moose Heart and Moose Haven's number 1. Your endowment fund, in this form you have to fill in the correct information on the correct line or it won't count. So please make sure you know where you're putting it. Moose Heart and Moose Haven, your endowment fund. When the administrator puts in the endowment, he puts it in for the whole quarter. But your endowment needs to be sent in to Moose International before the end of that quarter. Or it won't count that quarter, it counts the next quarter. That's 5 points, right there. Then you have youth awareness, which we were just talked about. You do a program for youth awareness. That's 5 points. Tommy Moose, which is one of my big special things that I adore him. He's very special. But you can only get to put him on that quarterly report, not when you buy them, but when the quarter you donate them in. Okay? I didn't know that until just a little bit ago. just learned something. When you purchase Tommy Moose right now, a dozen of them, International is giving you 2 dozen.
Really? We're ordering.
Is that correct?
I wanted to order it.
So, but it is going on right now. He's not sure.
I don't know how long it is.
So you'll know?
So get them ordered. Order a dozen, gross, and you'll get a grocery. If you're gonna use it.
Yeah. Order a dozen and you're gonna get 2 dozen. And it's $85 a dozen, and you get Tommy Moose plus the little plastic bag to put them in so that the police and fire department and ambulance drivers, they will keep them clean when they have to give them to a child. Okay? Our veterans program, they've already discussed. Fantastic program, but please make sure when you do any of these, you take this proposal to your board of officers. Get it approved to do it. That way you get community service. Yeah, oh, take pictures, we can send them into International, it can go into the Moose magazine, different things that we do. Then we go, let's see. I said that. Your companion programs are your senior center, children's hospitals, donations, you can volunteer, but volunteer as a group, not just one person to go and do it, volunteer as a group. DARE, Red Ribbon, your emergency service, scouting, you can donate your facility, the back, not the social quarters, but the hall. They could have their meetings there. They can have, I can remember my son making that little, quick little car
Derby
that
car.
runs down.
Pinewood Derby.
Pinewood Derby, there you go. See, we all need help. I can remember my son making that when he was little, and heck, he's 52 now.
I thought my grandkids something to put together one year for Christmas.
But let them use your facility. It's a Heart of the Community program, but put it through your board of officers. Another 3-point program is your youth sports, where we help out with our soccer in our community. Salvation Army, collect items to take in there. We could volunteer to ring bells as a group, not just one person, but as a group. That's what's the key initiative for community service. Special Olympics, you could do something special. If there's a program right close to you, your lodge or 2 or 3 lodges could all get together and maybe help do the parking or help that day with the children to keep them, I want to say in line, but keep them where they need to be going in the right direction, and let them know that you're there to help them. And then our third initiative is our local volunteer service. And these are worth 2 points. Sometimes you wonder, where am I supposed to put this information? Well, if you donate to a high school basketball team jerseys, as a group, that's a companion. And that's where you can have your banner, supported by Moose Lodge or Moose Chapter. If you're doing the local Adopt a Highway, vote on it, do it as a group, take different sections. But you can do this as a program in your community. The child ID, like Safe Surfing, would be, it's got held an Easy ID event in the local senior center and volunteered in their kitchen. Well, your Safe Surfing is a core program, but if you're helping at the senior center, maybe it would be under your companion. But you're getting, what, 7 points then? As long as it's approved by the board in a meeting. And I know I'm stressing that a lot, but it's very important. You cannot do it on your own. Like if there's 3 firemen in your lodge. Well, they work every day. That will not count because that's their job. But if you had decided to do a dinner for your fire department and have the whole unit come in and your lodge did the dinner themselves, that constitutes a community service project. Have fun. Enjoy what you do. I already talked about the fire departments. If one, like, say I was getting ready to move and I wanted to donate some furniture to the Salvation Army or something, that would not count. But if we had a group gathering and everybody wanted to get rid of some items that they don't need anymore, as long as they're in good condition, you could bring it all to the lodge, and then by truck or something, we could take it as a group and donate it to the local Salvation Army. I mean, we've done clothing drives, we've done food drives, and donate it to our local, but it's all under the name of the Moose, and that's what's important. Your lodge can do a cleanup day at the local senior citizen. Just give them a call. Talk about it in your lodge. Talk to the senior center and see if you can come over and help do the raking or maybe mow sometime or get the flowers ready in the springtime. That would be a community service project by the lodge. When you fill out this form, because he has like the volunteers, and that's why I made that form. You put the volunteer name up there, how many hours they worked, how many miles they drove, what you raised for that day, and you've got everything on one sheet. If you give that, when your administrator puts it in there, maybe it's at the 1st of January, and then by February, it may have already forgotten about it. So you just put it in there and you save it. They can go back in there and add more information. And save it. And then when it comes to the end of the quarter, heck, that first day they can send it right on through. And they won't be getting any calls from their district presidents. And the district presidents won't have to hear from me. You have to word it correctly. You can't just say, oh, we sent 50 bags of clothes to so-and-so. You have to describe what you did, how you did it, when you did it, and why you did it. And all this has to be filled out on that form in order for you to get that information. The who, what, where, and when. What time in that month, or that quarter. And how did the people benefit that you were donating this to? We are a 401c3 501. Oh, I've done that too. That's probably why I remember that number. You're tax exempt. So we can help, support anybody we want to. Our first priority is Moose Heart and Moose Haven. Those children we care for, our seniors we care for. They're both very dear to my heart, along with this program. I hope I was helpful in giving you some information about filling out these forms and why you get contacted that 1st to the 15th of the last month of the end of that quarter. They need to be in. So far this year, in 3 quarters, Michigan is 100% reported. Yes, I'm very proud of every one of you. Please be nice to these presidents. They work hard for you. They work hard for the Moose. Your administrators work hard for you. All your officers work hard for you. But we're all very special in the Moose organization. It doesn't matter if I'm a co-worker or if I'm an officer. We're all here and support the same thing. Do you agree?
Yes, absolutely.
And we're all very, very important. It doesn't matter if it's the top rung of the Moose or I just became a member 2 weeks ago. We all count and we all matter. Okay? Are there any questions concerning this?
10th of May is when it's gotta be in.
Yeah, the 10th of May. Tomorrow, we're doing our Michigan Moose Association Heart of the Community project to Wellspring Lutheran Services. If you have a cash donation, if you have a check, make it out to Michigan Moose Association, earmark it Wellspring Lutheran Services. You can take them to fill up here, or if they're down in your room and I'm downstairs, you can drop it off at me because they're both going to go to Phil, and we'll have it all. And he will be here tomorrow around 3:30 to get all our donations, and I can present him with the checks from the Moose organization again.
Numbers crossed off is what's one.
Now in August, we just got approved. I'm going to change it up a little bit, and we're going to do Angels of Action, which is basically like what we do. We support those in need. And I'm going to be sending information out about this probably in about 3 weeks or so, after I get everything done with this conference, to let you know the different programs that are available for that up at the Sioux. They have a nice covered truck, and they are going to bring it up to the Sioux and take back whatever we donate. They take clothes, they take canned goods, they take pop, water, non-perishable items, they take books. Oh, what else was there? They have a library. They're in a church right now that the church decided to move somewhere else. They donated the whole church, and it must have 10 rooms in it, to this Angels of Action, rent-free. They gave them the building. And so they have people that go all over and collect all these items to take back, and then the people can come in there and get whatever they're needed. Or they have schools that they donate food to for little ones that they don't have any money at home and the parents can hardly feed them. They will make meals up for a whole week so that the kids have something, and then on Friday afternoon they give them a big lunch bag for their weekend meals so that they have something on the weekend. So I took this upon myself to support this, and I presented it to the board and they approved it. So that's what's coming in August. But please remember to get your forms in, and I want from my heart to all of yours, thank you so very much for everything you do for the heart of the community, because you're all very, very special. Thank you.
just as a follow-up real quick, the heart of the community reports. Yes, Jimmy and I can get in there, and yes, we can view them and try to make sure that the items that you have that are on your report are in the proper place so that you get proper credit. Or we'll let you know that you need to word it just a little bit differently to get the credit that you actually deserve for whatever's out there. You might be missing when did it happen. You might be missing where did it happen. Or you might be missing why did it happen. Because you have 7 different people, I believe, on the committee that are reviewing the thousands of reports that are out there to determine what your grade is. So it's very important to get that information all correct. That being said, the earlier you get it put in, the better chance you have of me or Jimmy getting a chance to look at it and getting back to you to make the corrections that you need to make. A lot of times I just send an email back to the lodge. Depending on what date it is, sometimes I gotta make a phone call and say you need to get in there and correct it. The biggest miss that we make out there is the endowment fund collections that we donated during the quarter. It's the easiest item that we have on there to put on that Heart of the Community report. The reason I had Rob talk about the Chamber of Commerce is because there's a lot of lodges out there that are very far behind in working community service of some sort. And they said, well, we don't know what to do. The easiest way is to walk into that Chamber of Commerce office, give them a phone call, and say, how can we help in this community? It may be something that you can't touch because the project is too big. Or it may be something that you can only help a little bit on because of the size of the project. Or it may be something that you can do a complete job on. You won't know until you go and talk to those people at the Chamber of Commerce. The Chamber of Commerce got their thumb on a lot of things out there, and it's mind-boggling how we can help. I know my former lodge, we worked long and hard to try to get them to do their first community service project, and they decided to finally do a blood drive. And yes, it was during COVID. And yes, there was a lot of different protocols that went on, but they collected 52 pints of blood. So there are ways to make that all happen out there. Please just put the effort into it. Thank you. And we are on time, by the way.
My schedule says that's the last. Is that what your schedule says? What's that, Gary?
3, 2, 4, 8, 4, 6.
So Bob Bull dropped off Mortimer to Kathy, and he said, do whatever you think you need to do with it. So Kathy's got a bucket and a bunch of tickets, and you're going to sell 9 tickets for $5. We'll do the drawing as one of the first things at the banquet tomorrow night so that she has a chance to go out. The proceeds are going to go back to the veterans.
Enough support that. It's a wonderful, wonderful thing. I don't see anything more. No closing prayer this evening until tomorrow. Meeting closed. Have fun. There are more tickets not claimed up here. The ones in the yellow are still good.
Oh, the ones in yellow are good.
Unclaimed tickets. Please look at them.
Okay. 841.
If you were one of the other 3 for the baskets that were on the screen, you can come over to the AV table and Mary will take care of you from there.
You can't sneak over when you're sitting in the front here. You can't sneak into the front, can you, very easily? Your hours. But it'd be a good thing to try to contact them. They used to do it by age group. We used to be doing it by age group, so it was nice.
I'm going out, I gotta go to the bathroom, and I'm going downstairs after I'm done putting my basket I want. And then the store's right out there.
Yeah,
You want a
he has
basket?
tea-
I want a basket, spa basket.
It has t-shirts.
Sure, you're gonna collect them? Yeah, I was gonna drop them off, yeah. They should have said something, because they told us not to leave nothing on our tables. And push it to, we're in T23. Yeah. Yeah. We're in the corner, they're in 211 right around here. We're right about
Saying we've been in one, right on the corner from our one.
Oh, yeah, no, we're up, yeah, we've been up there for 3 years now. But then Linda, they were next to us. Are they doing, yeah.
There you go. I'm only giving it, so I'm giving more, I'm giving it my chapter.
All right.
I already give her
Yeah, but I've asked twice for you. I see you. Okay.
Go that way, Linda. We're still to your door and out your room. Yep. Elevator. I bet it's on my floor. Oh, that is the second floor, isn't it? Well. Beautiful.
Right by the elevator.
Traffic. You go in and out this way, you're easier.
That's where we came in.
Perfect. Yeah. All right, we'll go see if I can help you please clean up something.
Are you all right? You want company or?
Sure. You can always come by, Sharon. You don't need an invitation.
Yes, well, anyway, you can get 5 electronic audiobooks, so you can just put in your headphones and it'll talk to you 5 free a month. When you rent them, in 21 days, it returns it for you electronically. You don't ever have to return it. You get 5
Okay,
free.
we still got 4 unclaimed from a 50-50. If they don't get claimed, thank you for your donation to the endowment fund. 4 that are unclaimed. They are.
You can rent those right down there and listen to them through your phone. Cool. It's freaking awesome. I found it when I went to the library I used to get like books on CD and take them and put them in my thing at work and play them. Well, now I can do it through my headphones.
Unclaimed, 327-462. 327-462. 326-443. 326-443. 325-018. 325-018. 519065. 519065. Look at them, please. It's your money.
We don't need us now.